I am Vinnie Tortorich, and folks, here we are again on the Monday show. Your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent when we start this project, but hang in there. Before long, you'll be lean and mean. I am the king of all fitness. And you know what happens on Monday? It's the only reason you show up. We bring on the queen of all cooking. I'm talking about the beautiful, vivacious Miss Anna Vocino. How you doing, pumpkin?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here. We are taping. We're taping.
Anna, this is the first time I think ever that we've done anything like this, right?
I think so.
Should we let the audience in on what we're talking about?
Yeah. Welcome to my office, which I never sit into podcast. There's my
disco ball.
That's my Golden Globe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anna's got a disco ball.
My booth is over there, but it's dark. I could take you guys on a tour of my new home. Vinny could as well. This is kind of fun. You're in our houses now.
Yeah. Anna is sitting in somewhere near her studio.
Yeah.
The reason we're doing this, of course, today is kind of a dry run.
Yeah.
I'm in my new studio, which is also in my gym, which is apropos to anything I would do.
Hence
right?
The red rack behind you.
You said.
Is this going to be another ad for Rogue Fitness?
Yeah. You know what? Hey, I'm going to tell you something. Anna, remind me to talk about Rogue Fitness in a few minutes.
Okay.
Do not write it up. Write it down.
Write it down on my paper.
Okay.
And I have a lot of questions for you from Twitter, from the internets, from the emails, from the national internet, all the places.
Before we do any of that, I want you to write that
Rogue
down.
Fitness.
I'm going to talk about that first, as to why this show is not an advertisement for Rogue Fitness.
and just because it's not, it then becomes one because we keep saying it.
Right. But I'm going to
but not paid.
Look, Anna, as you know, I've always done exactly what I say I'm going to do. I tell the truth on this show.
Yeah.
No matter how much it hurts or helps or whatever, I just tell the truth. And I'm going to talk about Rogue Fitness today and what they think of me.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
Is this going to make me uncomfortable? Like when you call the body wrap places?
No. Yeah, maybe.
Remember that when you called them I was like, no.
They were talking about how many inches they could take off of you.
Yeah.
And the whole
if
thing.
they wrap you in plastic and you sweat. Yeah.
We should do those shows again where we just call people. Them's were the good days, Anna. Those were the salad days.
The salad days.
Yeah, we've gotten big and fancy.
Did I tell you I went on Ben Greenfield's podcast by accident because I was on Clubhouse?
Hang on. Let me write that down. Ask the queen of all cooking about Ben Greenfield. All right. Got it. All right. So anyway, let me explain to everyone what we're doing here. For the first time ever, this Monday show will also be on my YouTube channel. I have a very anemic YouTube channel.
Will you tag me?
No. Why?
Tag me because I'm building my YouTube with the queen of all cooking channel too.
Yeah, but I'll
tag you in mine. I do. I tag you in everything I do.
Yeah. We got to do that because I've never done much with, I think my biggest YouTube thing is like, it might have 100,000 followers, but that was with the movie or something like that.
Right. No, that's really good.
Yeah. I don't have a big YouTube following, Anna. It's,
I've committed to doing it this year. I've been making a bunch of cooking videos and it feels like I'm throwing them into the void.
That was my New Year's resolution this year, was to get YouTube rocking and rolling. And here we are in April. And I'm finally doing my first, and we're going to do every Monday, me and Anna, which means she's going to have to put makeup on. Mm-hmm. It used to be where Anna would just show up looking like death.
Just deformed over.
In case you guys are wondering, she is pretty hot, even when she doesn't have the makeup on and the hair did. That's right. She is hot either way. So yeah, we're going to do this now and see how it works out. Scott Mulvaney's been asking me to do this for a long time. It's going to open us up.
We deliver.
Yeah. And look, it's going to open us up because sometimes, when I show exercises on the Monday, you'll be able to see me. I'll be right behind me doing the exercise.
Oh boy.
Right. And you're going to,
I'm wearing workout leggings.
Look at Anna. And by the way, That's not some kind of trick. She's double jointed like
Oh,
that.
I'm not double jointed, but I just lifted my leg up.
She
But
can give that leg up.
there it is.
That's right. And so Anna could do.
I'm
all
ready.
kinds of
I'm
stuff.
ready. If you're like, get a kettlebell and do a thing, I'll do it.
Get me a kettlebell. I'm gonna show everybody.
Get me an old broad with a kettlebell.
It's kind of like, you know, that story about what's his name, who married Christy Brinkley back in the day.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. She walked into this, you know, it was a club or a restaurant or something, and there was a piano in the corner, and he just saw her in that restaurant. He told his buddy, he goes, "Get me to that piano," because he knew the only way he
He's
can.
like, that's how I'm gonna get in those panties. Is
that's the only way a little troll like me can hit that.
That's right.
Get me over to that.
Listen,
piano.
in this world, I will say that's a wonderful lesson in knowing your strengths. We used to do business lessons for the millennials. I think now they're for the Zoomers. Yeah. Zoomers, know your strengths. And if your strengths are you can beat the crap out of a piano and sing a song, you better do it because you will get a lot of vagina.
Yeah. Oh, now you see what just happened? My television just came on. Do you see that?
What is it?
Okay. Someone please tell me that thing just comes on whenever it wants to come on. Now it's going to be on for the rest of the show.
No, you have a ghost.
I must have a ghost, you know, and it's just Sonos. So no, you got to change the batteries, bro. I've done it all. It just comes on.
That's all right. Just be prepared for 45 tweets with tech advice. Yeah.
More tweets than what you get whenever you ask people, what's the best way to peel a hard-boiled egg, which is the worst tweet in the history of tweets. First, you got to run around your house 3 times, boil the water. Always make sure that they're old eggs. Don't do fresh eggs. If they're going to stick, they're going to stick.
I like that we take Twitter questions. I really do. There are some times when I scratch my head a bit going, Google would be like, what's the conversion between tablespoons and teaspoons or whatever? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a measurement. I'll Google it and then tell you the answer.
Yeah. And that's what I do half the times. People go, what about this? You know, I love is when they have a product and they hold it up and they go, okay. And they take a picture with their phone. It's a half-cocked picture.
Yeah, and you can't see it. Yeah.
Half the shit is around the bottle over here.
And I love Vinny too will always be like, looks like shit anyway. And like he'll say, don't eat it. I don't know. Like he's like, whatever. I'm like, if I can't see it, it gets a no.
But I can't even read it. But I take the time to then go, okay, what's the product? Can I go to Google? I'm doing their work.
No, that's annoying. That's annoying.
Right? That's how annoying. You know you're nobody in life. When you're sitting there going, I got to help this guy out. He couldn't even take a goddamn picture with a cell phone. So I'm there going, can I see around the corner? Oh, no, I better. Oh, that's made by Gatorade. I know it's crap, but let me just go over to Google because when I tell the person it's bullshit, it's a bullshit.
They're going to want to know why. They're going to want to know what is it?
Why? So I might as well do the homework up front so that when I go back to it on the label that they didn't show me to begin with, I can then go there and do that. Right? It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So I don't mind answering your question. Please
we like
a legible photo of the shit you want me to talk about. I mean, I can't read your mind. I can't read around corners on a one-dimensional photo. I'm sorry. I'm good, but I ain't that good. Jesus Christ. All right, go on, Ann. What are you going to say?
When do you want to talk about Rogue Fitness?
Right after I tell everybody about Bel Campo.
Bel Campo.
BelCampo.com.
Yeah.
B as in boy. ELCAMPO. I'm showing off right now. And what I'm doing is I'm spelling BelCampo.com. Look, folks, here's the deal. And, you know, this is good for the YouTube audience because now you can see that I don't read ads, basically because I can't read. But I don't read these ads. I just tell people about the product. Serena is upstairs right now in the kitchen. That kitchen is like right up and then over. I'm down in the basement here. I'm telling you, we're having Bel Campo tonight.
I'm going to Bel Campo to the website because I like to look it up while you talk about it and just look at their pictures. Their pictures are amazing.
You know what we're having tonight?
I'm going to go to, what are you having?
Ground beef. Bel Campo, I'm doing a pound and a half of ground beef. I'm cooking, I'm browning it down.
Yeah.
And then what I'm doing is I'm putting a little, what turns out, don't ask me what seasoning because we don't buy the seasoning. Serena creates it because Serena is a seasoning freak. She has like cumin and this and the whole thing. I said, make me my little.
She probably puts other things in there, but yes.
No, I call it my little Mexican mix. I want the meat browned like taco meat, right? And then at the end, what I'll do is it's really hot. I'll pull it out of the pan and I'll shred some cheese in there. I'm doing this because I don't use the bag cheese.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at Bel Campo right now.
Oh, Anna, Bel Campo. I'm using the Bel Campo meat. Their ground beef is unbelievable. Never fall asleep on their meatballs when they have them. And tell them what else they can get from Bel Campo.
You should scroll down past the jump because under the beef section, they have beef back ribs. They have a crosscut beef shank. They have a beef sampler, suet, ribeye, all kind of different ribeye. A Shasta steak. I don't know what that is. That looks awesome.
She's up around Mount Shasta there somewhere. So maybe
I wonder if that's like a tri-tip sort of thing. It looks like a little bit like a fatter.
Maybe we should call it
tri-tip or a Denver steak. Yeah, we should find out what that Shasta steak is. Oh, also known as top round or London broil. That's what.
Okay, I was getting ready. Nice. I was getting ready to email. What's her name? Anya.
They have a tomahawk chop. It's gorgeous.
Ooh. Everybody loves the tomahawk
because they're fun.
Yeah,
and you get full. They're festive.
Absolutely.
They're festive for all those holidays where you need beef, which is all of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bel Campo, folks, you want to save a ton of money? It's still 20% off your first time at Bel Campo. If you go over $100, over $99, you get free shipping. So make sure you do at least, let's say you're going to do $100 to get the free shipping. Spend $130 because after the discount, you want to be over 100 and you get the free shipping with promo code Vinnie, VINNIE. Don't put a wimpy Y in there. Vinnie, VINNIE, as 20% off, folks. That is on meat. We had a different meat sponsor at one time. I used to beg them to give me a 10% discount. They can only give us 5% in free shipping. This is a deep discount. We call this the hurt locker of discounts. As long as Bel Campo will allow me to do the 20%, I shall continue to do it.
Great.
And look, if you've used up yours, go to your neighbor, make a deal with them. Hey, let's do this from your IP address and get them into Bel Campo. And you guys can do a bigger order and have a bigger savings and get the free shipping and on and on and on. Go get it. BelCampo.com, promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, 20% off not every single time. The first time, because that's a deep discount, plus free shipping over $100. All right, Anna, we're going to start with Rogue.
Yeah, do it. I'm here for it.
As you know, and this is going to make me sound like a jerk. But
And by the way, how much money have you spent with Rogue Fitness recently? I've spent a lot of money over there recently building out this home gym. Yeah,
I mean it's thousands. So. Mm-hmm. I put an order, I called them up and I said, hey guys, look, I'm an influencer. I'm an Amazon influencer, people, I've gotten kayaks from Stellar Kayaks, one of the best kayak companies in the country, because they want me to be in their kayak. Beretta shotguns through Kohl's, gunsmithing in Naples, Florida, worked with me on a Beretta because Beretta wants their gun in my hand, not because I'm a big star or a celebrity, because I'm not, but I'm an influencer. People are going to see that shotgun and they're going to see, and they made sure they put good wood on it, beautiful wood and everything, because they know that shotgun is going to be, filmed a bunch, and it has been already. So, you get a shotgun, you get kayaks. Specialized gave me like a $10,000 bike. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you.
That's right. They did.
At my level, you get certain things, just basically hand it to you because they want their product to be seen with me. On a negative note, Ford wanted me to shut up about talking about my F-150.
Right.
I was having trouble with it on the road. I wasn't mad at Ford. I was just saying, hey, this truck is broken, and the dealership made me walk to go they wouldn't even give me a ride. Ford didn't like that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a fan. I'll never buy another F-150. But Ford, I'm going to be honest, Ford came through. So far, they've come through. They They've paid to have, well, they couldn't find how to fix my truck, but my brother picked it up from that dealership. My truck is still in Louisiana. He fixed it. My brother's a certified mechanic and has been. Mike Tortorich Towing. He still does some mechanic on the side for family and friends, but he shut his mechanic shop down years ago and just, run Tortorich Towing down there. But he looked under my truck and figured it out in 2 seconds, and Ford couldn't. Ford is paying for the part. They paid his labor. They paid for all the towing that my brother had to do to bring the truck to a dealership, to go pick it up, and so on and so forth. And they will be paying a ticket for me to go down to Louisiana to grab that truck at some point.
I will say my experience with Ford as a brand is that they've always made things right, and I appreciate that. Well,
look, Anna, they made things right with this. And so, okay, I'm not happy. I'll never buy another F-150. As a matter of fact, I've made a deal. I will be getting a, how do you say, a Toyota 4Runner. One was ordered for me. I usually don't buy new vehicles, but if you want to buy a slightly used 4Runners, anyone who's into that vehicle, they're almost as much as brand new. So if you find one with 15 to 20,000 miles, 25,000 miles, it's literally $1,000 or $2,000 different than a brand new one.
Wow, they really hold their value.
Oh yeah, because they're going to stop making it the way, they're going to change it probably next year or the year after. It has that bulletproof engine and transmission, right? So I'm moving back. I've had a 4Runner before. I put almost 200,000 miles on my last one and loved it. As you know, I still have my Toyota FJ Cruiser, which is basically the same platform as a 4Runner. I love those kind of vehicles. They get me to the ski slopes. They get me out camping and hiking and kayaking and cycling and whatever. And they get me where I need to go. And they unlike the Ford, they get me home. Right. So, the old story, if you want to get out there, take a Land Rover. If you want to get home, take a Land Cruiser. Land Rover.
That's the old story.
That's the old, it's a story of all time.
Everybody's saying that story anyway. Land Cruiser, Land Rover, right?
So what does all of this have to do with, what does all this have to do?
Road Fitness. Tell me about that. I want to spill the tea on Road Fitness.
So, look, so obviously I'm somewhat of an influencer. If you're going to get, the guys up in Michigan, in Dearborn, to give you a phone call, you count, right? Sure. So when I started to put this gym together, I wanted to look a certain way. I wanted, I didn't want to have a ratty rack made by the neighbor guy behind me and the whole thing. I didn't want to buy something crappy because there's going to be on that white wall and over that mirror. I will eventually, like when I do a show, I'm going to have my branding on that mirror. You won't be seeing the television that you see in the background that I cannot go turn
right
off.
Now on its like Roku sleep cycle.
Anna, at some point, I'm going to have you do Villa Capelli, and I'm going to turn that thing off because it's in the corner of my eyes and it's driving me nuts. But
do you watch Roku? So does Vinnie Tortorich.
Yeah, apparently. If I could get Serena to come down here right now, maybe I can get her to turn it off.
She doesn't want to do that. She's making a delicious Bel Campo dinner.
She's up there making my Bel Campo meat.
Yeah, don't interrupt her from making your meat.
Anyway, meat. I love when you say that. Yeah.
I like to enunciate the end T consonant.
Okay, so I called Rogue and I explained to Rogue who I was. The guy who answered the phone was familiar with me. He's a low carb guy. The first time I called there, and he goes, yeah, Rogue works with a lot of guys like you. Well, this guy was excited. He goes, but I don't make the decisions around here. You need to go to,
I know where this is going.
You got to go to the decider guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. And he got me in touch with it. I said, can you give me an intro to that guy? Let him know who I am, because look, I'm not Joe Rogan.
Vinnie fucking Tortorich, and don't you forget it.
Yeah, that's right. There ain't no Joe Rogan here. So I'm like, can you explain to the guy who I am, what I do, and that, I've written books, and, I have 2 movies, and, I'm somewhat of an influencer. And he was like, yeah, I'll make sure. So I get to the next guy, and the guy goes, yeah, put your order in, and then we'll look at it and we'll figure out a discount. We'll figure out. And I'm thinking they're going to give me.
That feels weird.
Right. So
I feel like you should settle on it in advance.
Right. But that's the way they want to do it. So I send exactly what I want. Oh, good. auto power saying turn it off. Oh, good. They're going to turn it off. It's turning itself off in 52
you just
seconds.
had to just wait it out. It'll all be
Got to
over
wait
soon.
it out. Riding the storm out.
Yeah.
I got to find
know.
that song. So that's what goes on there, right? And I wait and I wait and I wait, and I'm still living at the other house, and you know, I don't hear back from them, and I'm calling them, and they're like, yeah, we're looking at it, we're looking into it, and nothing happens, and I call them again. You know, now I'm like, hey, do you guys remember? And who are you again? And what are you doing? And they're like, I don't know. Are you guys going to do this? Yeah. You know, they just kept stringing me along, Anna, and I was feeling the string along, and one thing led to another, and I finally got the guy on the phone. Apparently, he's one of these pussies that don't like to tell people to their face that they're not going to do anything. So I finally get the guy on the phone. I said, "Hey, Vinnie Tortorich." Oh yeah. And I'm like, so, you know, what are you guys going to give me here? What are we going to do? Your thing is going to be seen by a lot of people. I'm going to be using this thing in commerce, and I have a pretty big following, and you know, my movie's been seen by, you know, hundreds of thousands of people around the world, and
trillions of people.
Yeah,
it's in the trillions.
And I probably bumped myself up a bit when I was talking to the guy.
The quadrillions.
Yeah, it's like, you know, look, do you know billionaire Don Coddington? He's a friend of mine, and I'm playing what I can. You know, I'm playing my strongest card. He was like, he gave me one of these. Yeah, if you want to buy from us, that's fine. I'm like, what do you mean?
You mean buy from you?
Yeah, you allow other people to buy. I could just make an order. Yeah, go ahead, put an order in. I said, but are you going to give me a discount? No, you can buy from us. I'm like, yeah, everyone can buy from you. You're in commerce. I know that. Yeah, we'd appreciate it. I'm like, are you going to give me a discount? No, you don't fit the bill.
What were his reasons?
And I said, okay, so listen, I get it. You're trying to manage. I know your type. You're trying to manage my expectations. I didn't grow up in your fucking millennia. Don't worry about hurting my feelings. I'm 58 years old. They call me goddamn Gran Torino. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Right.
You know, you don't manage my expectations by trying to let me down. Why couldn't you tell me fucking 6 weeks ago that you weren't going to give me a deal?
Did they already charge your card 6 weeks ago too?
No, I kept waiting. I had this.
Oh, you waited to put the order in until
bars and hex bars and dumbbells. You know, I'm pointing all over the room here, and you know,
well, they got the last laugh because you bought it all anyway.
Yeah. You know, because I need the equipment. I know.
Look, I didn't know this story, and I paid a lot of money for equipment for Lauren.
I got you a lot. Yeah, I had you buy a lot. I've had a lot of people buy a lot of stuff from there. Scott Mulvaney is putting in a whole new gym. He's putting a lot of Rogue, but I think he was into Rogue stuff.
Well, we really taught them by giving them all of our dollars.
So you know what, folks? Fuck Rogue. Yeah, I got their equipment in the background here because I was going to have to start over. I already had a big list. I needed this shit, and that's the other thing. You got to wait because of COVID. You know what? You can't get your staff to show up and weld shit together because that's all they're doing.
Literally everything in manufacturing is behind because of COVID.
I know.
Whether it's like chairs or sofas or draperies or workout equipment, food, cars, everything.
And look, I know what you're saying out there in podcast land. Come on, Vinny, why can't you pay for shit like the rest of us? I did, and I don't mind. But tell me that you're not going to don't fucking string me along for 6 weeks when I need to get this shit in my gym because I'm trying to put this whole thing together. Stop stringing me along. You don't manage my expectations. I can manage myself. I've been doing it since I'm a kid. I don't need you managing me, Rogue. You know what?
And by the way,
talk bad about you. I'm talking bad about you now.
Anybody who would begrudge you trying to make a deal, they can go fuck themselves because you should be trying to make a deal. It's not like
I do this.
Like we're sitting here rolling around in it.
Exactly.
So you should be trying to make a deal and leveraging what resources you have.
And everyone,
there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody does
that. This is what I do for a living. You know, my buddy Dave the kayaker, he gets free watches, free this because he's reviewing the stuff. This is what people like me do. We review shit, and once we review that shit, we put it out there, and you guys go buy it. Right? You know, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Rogue. Yeah, how about you show someone like me a little love? Maybe you guys could get on Twitter and ask Rogue why they couldn't help a brother out.
I was going to say the same thing.
How about them? Tell them the king of all fitness didn't get a deal from Rogue. How about that?
Good thing they don't sell kitchen equipment, or I'd be real distraught right now.
Exactly. Anna, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm done. Oh, wait, hang on. I'm not done. I was talking about riding the storm.
Riders on the storm.
Oh, I'm not doing that one.
They Jim Morrison you.
You know this one? Oh, you know what? We can't leave it on for too long because
you're going to get shut down.
Yeah, we're going to shut down.
They're going to shut down your whole YouTube account.
So the whole account?
They could if you repeatedly violate copyright.
Yeah, but they can't pull anything from that, right?
But I could sing it for everyone.
All right, here, if you just play little snippets, right? They can't do anything, right?
Isn't it 16 beats, right? 4 measures.
Okay, let's see.
You can play 16 beats. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I can't hear it.
That's probably it, right?
I didn't even hear it.
Oh, you didn't hear it at all?
Count 16. Turn it up and then count to 16 beats and then turn it back down.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It was playing. Why couldn't you hear it?
I heard it, but I couldn't. It was so quiet. I couldn't hear it.
Okay. We're going to play
I'll put in the other headphone.
All right. There you go. Now you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. That's all we're going to give you, folks. We got to go short now on these songs so that we don't, that's the thing. That the
laws that we've been breaking don't break as much.
Yeah. We can't break the laws as much as we used to because, they're a little prudish over at, with your YouTube.
Yeah.
And you know what, Scott, if it's too long, you go in and cut it down a little bit. How about that?
It's not too long.
There you go. I'll tell Scott to check everything out. Hey, all these people, somebody might as well work around here. I'm pissed today, Anna. What are we talking about?
Okay. You want a question?
Yeah. Give me a question.
Paul Moore asks, and I really like this question, but let me make sure I'm reading it correctly. Be really interested in focusing on, quote, the last 10 pounds. Understand the need to stay the course, but lots of people see significant stalls here. Thanks.
Okay.
Now, I know we kind of addressed this. You guys, everyone should go back and listen to this past Friday show because we addressed stalls and stuff, but like.
We talked about it with this petite woman who I spoke to. Her husband's a trucker. And what are you going to say, Anna? You look like you're going to say something.
That whole Friday show, when that lady asked that question and I said, give me your details so I can ask Vinnie on the air. We talked Paula. And I know that you talked about the other lady, the petite lady, who's the wife of the trucker.
Yeah.
And then, but the whole thing was started by Paula, who asked the question. And I said, I just followed up on the Facebook thread and I said, hey, Paula, make sure you listen to Friday's show. Vinnie makes a very special offer for you. And she writes, what show? Who's Vinnie? What are you talking about?
And she's on a group that's called Vinnie Tortorich.
The group you're in right now is called Vinnie Tortorich's No Sugar, So Grains group.
And
it's based on the podcast that we started 9 years ago. I don't know, but probably added as a friend of a friend.
Heard it from a
friend. Which also the fact that she hadn't
heard it from a friend
who, but also which goes to show she probably didn't read the PDF because she would have known who you were if she had read your PDF.
Right.
So that makes more sense as to why she would be confused. But the stalls. So Paul, go back and listen to that episode. Oh, I love this one.
Wait. Let me just say this to Paul. We talked a lot. Last Friday, we talked about it a lot. So that question was answered. But just know, I'm going to say it again because not everyone listens to every show. The last 10 pounds are always tough. And that's when people, I talked about it in the book. It means a lot. That's when people try to start gaming the system.
Right.
Don't game the system. Don't try to start, maybe I'll cut down more on fat. Maybe I'll just up the protein a little bit and maybe I'll do just stay the course. That last 10 pounds, I always say that lean body mass is the most expensive thing in the world, and you cannot buy it with money. That's a fact. Okay.
So you're not telling people that they should do intermittent fasting to get it off? Or
No. Don't get into trickery. If you look, dance with the date you brought to the prom. Okay. Don't start cheating on her. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
I would agree. And I would even say, well, not for Paul, but for women sometimes too, we try to do double duty. We're like, okay, well, I know how to diet. I know how to starve myself.
Right.
So I'm going to do NSNG, but also starve myself. And then what winds up happening, especially if you're of a certain age, your cortisol shoots way up and your body's like, oh, we're starving. We're not going to drop a thing.
Right.
But that's not everybody. Some people it works great for, but I like that you said that. Rachel emailed me, and Rachel Sharp, and she's a delightful human up in Anchorage, Alaska. And she said, I listened to you and Vinnie on the Monday shows. Do you have any suggestions on how I can get my parents to eat more meat? They've been on a vegetable and fruit diet for the past month or so. I know not everyone will listen to their kids, but I'm worried they might go vegan. If that's the case, more meat for me to devour, although my dad is big on grilling. I have some thoughts. I know you do too.
Yeah, I'll start and then you can follow up, Ann. I'll call you Ann whenever I want to shorten Anna.
I know it's more convenient to say that, but
Anna. Is that better?
I like it much better.
Okay. Here's the thing. If your parents are into grilling, they won't look 80. They say 85% of people or 89% of people who become vegan go back.
Yeah.
So let them go through their little, tantrum, their little fruit and vegetable tantrum, and let them do it for a while. They'll see the light. Everyone sees the light at some point. Yeah. They say 89% of the people return, but it's even higher than that. It's only a couple of kooks who don't mind being in bad health. A lot of times when people go vegan at first, they feel better because they cut out all the processed junk. They're eating whole, fresh fruit and vegetables, which will make you feel good. But then you'll end up with that problem. It's too much sugar. It's too much. And then they'll start chasing it a bit. Maybe we should eat more rice. Maybe I'm low energy because of this. Maybe I'm not sleeping well because of that. Maybe I don't want to have sex. I know you don't want to think about your parents having sex, but
they bone.
We don't want to have sex because, they smack it hard. Because
you got to stay warm up there in Alaska.
Yeah. I mean, look, I always say, look at Sean Baker and look at Dr. Michael Grieger. Those are both doctors. One looks like, he's ready to be in the movie 300, and the other one looks like a frail old lady. I mean, he does. Michael Grieger, Dr. Michael Grieger looks like a frail old lady. He's not even 50 yet. He's in his 40s. Hard to believe.
What?
Yes.
He's my age?
Yes. Anna, can I put a picture up here on the screen? How do I get a picture? How does that work?
You can do screen share. You could do screen share, but then choose only that thing to show because you don't want to show the world what's on your computer.
Okay. All right. So let me see how you do that.
We didn't practice this in the dry run, Vinnie.
No, we didn't. We did a dry run. Let's see.
But while you figure that out, I do want to say too, you can also figure out why they feel like they have to go vegan. And if it's an ethical thing, then definitely urge places like Belcampo, like tell them to get grass-fed, humanely slaughtered, not factory farm meat. If possible, I always say, eat whatever is available and economically affordable. Do the best you can do, but that could be a motivator. But if it's just for health reasons, have them watch Vinnie's documentaries if you can. To kind of, you got it. You got it.
So
I believe in you.
All right. So Anna, I'm just trying to find an average picture of this guy.
Okay.
I don't want to find the worst one or the best one. I just want to find a
it's
photo.
Very, very fair and balanced of you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So,
yeah.
All right. All right. So Anna, I have a photo and it's like in that little square on the side. So what do I do with that?
So if you hit share screen, it should give you all your windows on your computer that you can choose to share. Mm-hmm. And you choose the one that's the Grieger photo.
Okay. So
can we call this episode the Grieger photo?
Yeah. All right. So
like the Magruder file. What is it? Zapruder? What is it called?
Zapruder film.
Zapruder film.
Where's the share screen thing?
At the bottom, the green thing that says share screen.
Hang on. Okay.
You guys.
Do I press the little
I am Vinnie's
arrow that
Google.
goes? Yeah. Is that the little arrow that goes up or the
Yeah,
little arrow?
I
next
guess
to
so.
it?
I can't do it along with you because I'm not able to share my screen. So whenever I click it, it says host disabled participant screen sharing. So
Or should I go to advanced sharing options?
no, don't hit the. Well, I don't know. See, this is what happens when you don't do it through the run through.
Yeah. All right. Let me try this. Ooh.
Ooh.
Should I hit that? I might screw up the whole thing.
Yeah, you might script the whole thing. What's Bill going to do? Is Bill editing the video too?
No, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know what's going to happen here. I really don't. Folks.
Don't tell me I put on lip gloss for nothing, Vinnie.
No, that's why I don't want. All right. Let's see. What if I hit this
care.
little thing right here? Let's see what that does. No, I'm not going to hit that.
Oh my God. What I just would love to know what you're doing over there,
I'm
folks.
hitting buttons, Anna.
I just wish that we all could just see what he's doing and just know, but we'll never know. We'll never know.
Yeah, I'm just clicking, Anna.
This is how Vinnie learned how to produce, by the way. And this is how he learned. And you just kept trying it and then you got it.
All right. Anna, I'm scared to do it. All right, folks, go look up Doctor. We're not going to do. We're not going to do it because I'm scared. I'm going to lose.
I know
this
you
whole
will.
podcast.
You're going to ruin the whole thing.
I'm so tempted to do it, but I can't.
I'm worried that it'll work, but then you'll show all of your computer and knowing you'll have like your password saved on the desktop.
Yeah.
Like,
You see, I don't know.
Like
I had Serena.
That's what worries me.
I took this one in. I took this computer in and had them wipe it.
Yeah.
So that I can't make any
They took
mistakes.
all the porn off.
No, I don't do porn on this computer. That's the
okay.
computer.
Good to know.
So,
Thank you for clarifying. I was wondering
which computer.
Hey, you know what I was thinking the other day? I was like, I wonder which computer Vinnie does his porn on.
Yeah, you were thinking that, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah. She was over there diddling herself, going, I wonder which one he uses.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knocking a little man out of the canoe.
Are you ready for the next question?
Flicking it around.
T-Mart asks.
Like that, Anna? Like that? Yeah.
T-Mart asks, salt. How much is too much?
Salt. Am I right?
Salt. Whoa.
Yeah. Anna's got to do the music.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. Say it again, Anna. Salt.
Good God.
What is it good for?
Actually, a lot of things.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great book out there called by Dr. DiNicolantonio called The Salt Fix. It amazes me, salt got the same bad rap that fat got, right?
Yeah, it did. And Gary Taub said it was because of bad science.
Yeah, it was based not even on weak science, on science that almost did not exist. So yeah, there is absolutely no reason not to have a lot of salt all the time. I have
science that like made all of our grandparents eat parquet instead of real butter.
Yeah,
because they wanted to not have the salt or the fat, so they had parquet.
Yeah,
which is
a seed oil. Which made your that's how Grampy died young. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lived to be 98. He would have been 103. Come on.
Not my Grampy. He was like 62 or something.
See, he had too much parquet.
Oh, the Mazzola and the parquet was flowing in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
You know what my Grampster had?
What?
Nothing but real butter, real eggs, real meat.
And he lived bacon. To 273.
Almost 98.
There you go.
98. That's a good run.
That is a good
run.
Give me
98. And by the way,
I feel like by 98, I'm like, I'm going to be so done.
Anna,
just
97.
Vinnie and I are still going to be podcasting. He'll be 98. I'll be 88. I'll be like, we're going to live podcast me pulling the plug on Vinnie.
Yeah. And you're so hard. Look at you.
Wait, I can still hit it, right? You still hit it?
Lauren hitting it hard. Yeah. Look at us.
I love that you become an old New York Jew when you're 98.
I'm an old New York Jew now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, all right. Yeah, no. Who were we talking about? I forgot.
Salt. What is it good for?
Absolutely. everything.
Everything.
Salt, look,
Really,
I eat
honestly,
salt around the
everything.
clock. There is salt in this bottle right now. I cracked open, this is a 40-ounce bottle. I cracked open 3 of my ultra salts and put them in here. There's probably an ultra salt already in there from the last time, but
It does sink to the bottom. You got to shake it up.
well, with mine, it stays in pretty good because I put, I make my soda stream. I fill this up with soda stream. And when you have
good.
the bubbled water, the salt will stay suspended in. But yeah, at the bottom, you swirl it up a little bit and you get it in. I take that ultra salt all day. I was just working out right before this. You want to see my muscles, Anna? I can show my muscles now, right?
Yeah. Show us your muscles.
I might look like Grieger. How does that look, Anna?
Ooh,
How about them apples?
That is a nice bicep belly. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The belly of the muscle?
I have no idea. I don't
See,
know
you
why I
taught
showed
me.
you my bicep because I was just doing some chest. I wasn't even working my bicep.
I know, but that's the most bioavailable muscle is your bicep.
Bioavailable?
Mm-hmm.
Based on what science are we using?
It's a bioavailable muscle.
And
Like if I were going to consume your muscle, I would eat the bicep first. If I were a cannibal,
yeah,
because you just showed it to me, and I was like, yeah.
you would just go with that. That's a
Mhm.
lean. That would be a lean cut of meat, Anna. My bicep.
Well, you actually, as far as cannibalism and NSNG, you wouldn't be a good specimen to eat.
No, probably the fat. Probably on my ass? I might have a little marble
Yeah.
fat back there or something. I don't know.
A
It
little
doesn't
rump roast.
jiggle or anything, but it's probably more marbled back there because I
Yeah.
got that Italian butt, the big round.
Yeah, the little bubble.
Yeah, I got the little bubble butt.
Yeah.
So Anna, you got any more questions there?
Yeah.
Go on.
Shonda Marie asks 2 questions. One
It's
for the King of All
Shanda.
Fitness.
It's not Shonda.
it's
It's
Shanda.
Shanda. She likes to be called the Shanda.
Shanda, like
Yeah.
a shandy.
Yeah, Shanda Marie.
Shanda Marie asks
I
2
know this
questions.
because she's been on the show, I think.
One for the King of All Fitness and one for the Queen of All Cooking. Number 1 for the King of All Fitness. Hey guys, it's Shanda Marie. Wink. How do you know when to push through workout pain and when to stop? I can't tell the difference in stress pain and building.
Well, that's a tough one because pain is so subjective, right? And, I can't tell what your pain is. Look, there's no way for me to answer this question correctly. But you know the difference between the pain. Let's say you're doing, anaerobics, like you're doing weights.
Right.
And you get that pump and you got that burn. That's one pain, right? Some people believe you have to go to failure every time. You don't. I say, one set, let's say you're doing 3 or 4 sets, one set, the last set, maybe you go to failure,
Mm-hmm.
you get pretty close, but that whole going every time until you're dead, it's not going to work in the long run. You're going to burn out. You're not going to go long-term. But if you have a pain that doesn't feel like, if you feel like you're stripping a gear in a joint or you're pulling a muscle, stop. I mean, you're not, exercise does not always have to be pain. I don't know how we got into that, right? If it was pain all the time, I wouldn't do it, right? You got to feel good while you're doing it. Yeah, there's a quick pain when you're getting that pump and you put the weight down and the pain goes away. If that pain is not going away in between sets, maybe that's a good sign that you're overdoing it, that you're stressing yourself. And look, if I'm not answering that question correctly, ask me again. Ask me a different way. Tell me what your pain might be, and we'll see if we can't get you all fixed up.
I will say, because I do a lot of the Pilates, and I will say there's certain things that feel uncomfortable. And it's the difference between you feel uncomfortable versus you feel pain. You know what I mean? There could be like a time because you just haven't really worked that muscle group in a while, or you're still, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's uncomfortable. And that to me, that's how I make the distinction in my brain. Am I just uncomfortable right now and I don't feel like pushing through this? Or am I at risk of injury and it really hurts?
Right.
I don't know. That's kind of how I answer for myself.
And for everyone is different. And then, then there's thresholds of pain, like, hang on.
Good boy.
I have a high threshold of pain. I get that from my mother. My mom has this incredibly high threshold of pain. I get that from her. so you never know what it is. My mom broke her leg one time and walked around on it for 3 weeks before.
I think I have a high
car
threshold
accident.
because I broke my ankle and walked around on it and never let it heal. And then finally the doctor was like, you broke your ankle. And I was like, oh. And you know what's funny? I turned that ankle today. I stepped into a gopher hole and we were hiking.
Oof.
And but it was like one of those things where I'm just like, Lauren's like, walk it off. I'm like, I know. And it's fine.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's fine, but it is one of those things where I'm like, I don't know though. I gave birth with no drugs, and I would never ever had another child or like even wanted to, because I was like, after that experience, I'm like, no.
Yeah, good.
I made one. I put one out there in the world.
I squeezed one out. I squeezed it
exactly. I'm not doing that again.
She turned out to be a good one. So
she's a good one. I put a good one out there, but it is one of those things where people are like, when are you having another? When are you having another? And I'm like, isn't it enough for you people? What do I have to do?
Why are you trying to impress people anyway?
When are you having another? Butt out, lady.
Yeah.
Shanda asks the queen of all cooking. Okay, one more. Cauliflower rice is a staple now. I think she means staple.
Yeah.
Suggestions on different ways to make it? Thanks, Anna. You're welcome, sweetie. Yes. Eat happy and eat happy too, which I'm sure she has. I'm sure she has that. But you can turn cauliflower into a pizza crust. You can turn cauliflower into a tater tot. You can turn cauliflower into substituting where you use rice. I do that a lot. If you have a bag of cauliflower rice and you have no idea what to do with it, you don't feel like messing around with it, chop up some onion, saute it in olive oil. Villa Capelli. We'll do that in a second. And cook up that cauliflower rice, toss it in the onion and the oil, and then just start throwing seasonings on there. Garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper. You can throw dried herbs on there, fresh herbs that you have on hand.
Yep.
You can throw in, chop up some bell pepper, and you just saute it till it's cooked through and ready to eat. You can throw some, Asian style flavorings, Italian style flavorings, Greek style flavorings, whatever you have on hand that tastes good to you, and serve it as a side dish. But the best way to make cauliflower, I think, I actually do like my cauliflower chicken fried rice, or the cauliflower in the Vietnamese spring roll in a bowl. Those are really good. But my favorite way to eat cauliflower is you literally get that bag of cauliflower rice, which I think most grocery stores have now. When I wrote the first Eat Happy, you'll see a lot of get a head of cauliflower and grate it. You don't have to do that anymore. They sell it in bags, frozen or unfrozen. And you snip the corner, microwave it for 3 to 4 minutes, roll out the extra water.
That's the most important part, folks. Listen to what Anna's saying right now. You don't roll it out, it's going to be watery.
If it falls apart, it's because there's too much water in it. Yeah. But then dump it into a Vitamix, put your butter, a little bit of cream, salt and pepper, pulse. You have a mash that I promise you is so good. And nobody will ask like, well, why didn't you serve me potatoes? I refuse to eat this. They will all eat it.
And you could do an au gratin with it too. You could do
gratin with it. You can put Parmesan in there.
Absolutely.
Actually, the top of the shepherd's pie in Eat Happy is that with the Parmesan like crust over it. It's really good. Yeah. And it's really easy. You'd be surprised. Cauliflower rice is just one of those things that just grab it every time you go to the grocery store, because it's so versatile. You can put a bunch of stuff, but I still haven't figured out how to make like the double down chicken sandwich from KFC out of cauliflower, or a donut out of cauliflower. There are certain limitations, but I always appreciate you guys asking, hey, can you come up with a recipe for my grandma's chocolate mousse, but made entirely out of cauliflower? I'm working on it.
Anna, before we get our guest on today, you were on the Ben Greenfield podcast.
Oh yeah. Should I text our guest and tell him to log in?
I didn't send him a thing yet. So you could text him and tell him I'm sending him a thing.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I want to know about Ben Greenfield also.
Yeah, hold on, right. Vinny is sending you a Zoom invite. No, it was fun. I jumped into a
will
Clubhouse.
Everyone be able to see what I'm doing?
When you add him in, right? Yeah. When he logs in, I told him it's being taped.
I just want to make sure that.
No, I warned him that you're recording, and I told him he had to wear a tie, and then I said, just kidding.
Oh, you know he won't have a shirt on, right?
I hope he doesn't. I hope he arrives on brand.
Wait, I forgot
the way the good Lord intended.
Who am I inviting today?
Bob Zimmer.
Yeah, Bob.
No, I jumped into a clubhouse, which by the way, we're doing the clubhouses every week. Make sure if you're on the clubhouse that you're in the Eat Happy Kitchen Club. I'm doing them every Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific. And I'm doing them all week long I'm doing a truth about food labeling one with a food company guy. That should be on, and eventually I'll be recording it like how Vinny records these podcasts with the thing. Anyway, I jumped into a Ben Greenfield clubhouse room and nobody was raising their hands. And I was like, I'm going to bring up that time that he was in my garage and Vinny painted on his bare chest because he wasn't wearing a shirt the whole time, much like our guest who's coming up, and reminded him of that. And he was like, oh yeah, it was kind of fun. I was like, Vinny needs to find that footage. And
I saw it. You never put it up,
did you?
I never did put it up anywhere. I can't remember. I don't know where it is. It has to be
like an old phone or something. That was literally like 8 years ago. And then I wound up plugging your movies in my cookbooks, and then we made it onto his podcast that way. Or at least, somebody told me, hey, I heard you on the Ben Greenfield podcast. I was like, yeah.
I'm riding to Tallulah. She's coming over. She's coming over to have dinner with us. We're going to have a drink, and she wanted to know if she had to bring drinks. And I'm telling
tell him you can log in.
No, here he is.
He said good.
Look at me multitasking, talking to my daughter.
I know you're doing it.
I'm doing everything. Look at me.
Bob Zimmer.
How's it going?
Buff. How you doing, friend?
Good.
You have an arcade behind you?
Look at the t-shirt he has on, Anna.
I know. Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah. Bob, how's it going, man?
It's going fantastic. It's absolutely going great, Vinny. And first thing I want to say is about Stella. I'm so sorry for your loss. I've gone through the same thing, and it's just tough to deal with.
Yeah, it's never easy. We spent the last morning together. I didn't know that was going to be our last morning. I was going to try to hold out until Monday. Anna, we didn't talk about it, did we?
No, you said you were going to, but I didn't know what had happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I
knew it was imminent, but I didn't
it was tough to talk about. But I brought it down here into my basement while I was working out that morning. The big tumor on her side had abscessed, and she had lived a month or two longer and the smell coming from it. But I wanted to watch her for a morning. I just wanted to see, because she just slept most of the day anyway. So her life wasn't that great anymore anyway. And, but my thing is, man, if they're eating and wagging their tails,
right.
You keep going, right?
That's when it's hard.
And this dog was still eating and just wagging her tail. And, she had seizures and everything else. And, still smiling and having a great time and trying to be part of it. But it was getting bad for those past couple of days, and Serena was taking Bonzo to dog shows. So that kind of juxtaposed, we have one dog in dog shows and we have the other dog trying to die. And one thing led to another. And she was, while I was working out, I kept my eye on. I took a few pictures of her. I knew she wouldn't make it through the weekend. And Serena came back, and she went downhill from there. And we took her to the vet. We were behind the building in the grass. It was a beautiful day. And we were feeding her treats while we put her down. And so she was wagging her tail and eating treats as she went away. And, it's such a hole, it's just such a hole in your life. And Bob, you said you had to put one down. It's a family member. It really is.
It really is. We had Arnold, our black lab, ever since, my wife was in college, and, he was pushing 14, and we had a trip scheduled to Hawaii, and he was really on his last legs. Literally, he couldn't even walk at some point, just the hip degeneration and whatnot. At some point, just couldn't move. We'd be carrying him outside, and it was just a matter of, well, do we go on vacation and let him die in a kennel, or do we have the vet come over and just, it was what it was. And we still had a good vacation, but it was not as good as it would have been. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But luckily, we had our children as soon as they became of age to not pulling the tails and all that. We got 2 black lab sisters, and they're about 5 years old. I got one sitting right here. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Always had a pet in the family, and it just adds so much, especially now. The last year we're all kind of stuck inside. It's just, and they're loving it, right? It's like, hey, we get fed all the time. We get to go out for walks, and yeah. So but thanks
everybody
for
who can get a dog, go get a dog. They're the best.
Absolutely.
They're the best.
Absolutely. As you realize, it's been almost a year to the day that I was on your show last.
I was trying to figure it out because, wow, that is weird. I was telling Anna that you were on the Saturday show at some point, and I had no idea it was a year.
Yeah, it was 1572. It was May 2nd.
I love how people remember the shows. I couldn't tell you one show that I've done, and they go, "Oh, show number 1572."
I didn't remember it. I went, so I've got the premium.
Yeah, you had to
I went in and I found it and wrote it down.
I see you have a pinball machine behind you. I love pinball.
No, I love this arcade situation.
Yeah, what's doing behind you?
So the pinball machine is a classic Doctor Who. I've had that pinball machine since 2001. It's in perfect working order, and both my sons can kick my butt on it. They have all the high scores. They play it incessantly, which is fantastic. And then on the other side is my arcade machine. It's a hyperspin machine, so it's got all the emulators for all of the different arcade classics and handhelds. It's got about 40,000 individual games.
That's awesome.
It is. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, my sons play the pinball machine more than this, so they didn't really grow up with the standalone video games. It was more of
they don't understand how much joy Centipede can give you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, my son's good at some of them, like Dig Dug, he'll kick my butt. I can still beat him at Robotron, but yeah, it's so much fun. Which it's one of those nice wooden ones. I'll pivot real quick. Oh.
Yep.
Hang on. Did we lose me?
Yeah, but we lost the video.
We lost your video.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
There's foosball, and then over there on that side, which I won't attempt to pivot, I'll disconnect myself entirely, is darts, and I'm still best at darts in the family. And then downstairs we got a big pool table. So I gave up my office for a pool table, and I worked at the kitchen counter. And I just came up here because downstairs is just so boring.
So COVID was like a pleasure at Bob's house, right? Yeah. I mean, it was just this big, hey, let's go do COVID at Bob's house.
Mm-hmm.
You betcha. You betcha. And it's great because, I like that my sons hang out with a lot of different friends, and they're all involved in sports, and they're all good kids, and that they sleep over here all the time. I just love it that everybody kind of wants to be here.
You're the house. You have the house.
Yeah, that's good.
For sure. For sure. And since I can only take one of them in the car when I drive, it's nice to be with two of them.
Well, you're a family man, Bob. Maybe you should get a car with more than 2 seats in it.
He's like, I'm gonna ride it out till they go to college. Then it'll be fine.
That's my wife's car. So my wife's got the Traverse. So that seats 7. We're good. The funny story is I actually had a Jeep. I added a 4-inch lift to it. Spaced out the wheels. This thing was just rocking, but my wife wouldn't let me give it to Jake when he turned 16 because it was a stick shift.
Oh, come on.
You should learn how to drive a stick shift.
Everybody should know how to drive a stick shift.
Yeah. But she thought maybe it'd be a little too distracting. So we went out and I got him a 4-door regular automatic car, and I ended up selling the Jeep, and getting the Vet. So I'm like, well, fine, I'll just get the Vet then.
I'm texting with my daughter who's coming over for dinner. That's what goes on during the show. For the first time, people get to see what's going on.
People can see what we're doing.
Yeah, this is the first time, right?
Yeah, you're in the first show where we're doing video.
We did a dry run yesterday, and then just now before we brought you on, I was like, Vinnie, who's editing this? Who's putting it up? He's like, I don't know. I was like, okay.
That's great.
We'll see if it actually goes anywhere.
I'm still trying to figure out, all right, so wait, Anna, I played a few bars of Pinball Wizard. Now, can I play a few more? I
don't know. What do I look like? The Library of Congress? I don't know.
Well, where are you going to put these? You're going to put these on YouTube?
Yeah, I told him not to play more than 16 bars. You can't play more than 16 bars of a song.
Yeah. So I could just go in and out on songs, right?
Don't play the Beatles. They will come after you.
The Beatles. I wonder if they'll come after me on this. You ready for this?
Probably.
Everybody ready? Everybody sitting back. Come get me, you two.
I remember
Yeah.
the day. I remember the day when you first got hooked up with the music, and it was just ever since then it just added kind of this new sense to the show.
I got all this stuff. Wait, why don't these work? Huh. Oh wait, maybe I got to have this on. Yeah,
Is that your Rodecaster?
yeah.
It
Yeah,
has
I got-
different program things.
Yeah.
Do you have
Like
the
if-
wah, wah, wah,
Yeah, if Bob
wah?
tells a joke that's not funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Can you do that?
awesome.
Yeah,
That's so stupid. I love it.
yeah, that's the best. That's the one Andy likes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
You know,
And then you go.
I got to talk to Andy for the first time a few months ago. I couldn't figure out something on the website for the Pure Vitamin Club, and I just picked up the phone and called and said, "Hey, I need to add this and remove this." And he's like, "Okay, here you go." I'm like, "Oh, is this Andy?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wow, glad to meet you." He's like, "Glad to meet you too." And that was pretty much the end of the conversation.
I think it's always shocking when people find out that we all do our own customer service because it's like,
Yeah.
because people write about the sauce and I'm like, hey, yeah, I'll get that. And they're like, wait, are you answering these emails? I'm like, yeah, you emailed me. Like,
There you go. I got to
There
tell
you
you that sauce and those Bel Campo meatballs. Wow. I mean, the first thing we did when we got that box after I took a picture with it is opened it up, pulled out the meatballs. I bought 10 of them, by the way, so that's probably why they're out now.
10
But
packs.
anyways, that and your sauce and some manchego cheese on top.
Oof.
And I think I actually
Yeah,
used
dude.
Martina on the first one. And
That's all right. Either one.
Oh boy, what?
Yeah.
The only thing is there's 6 in there, and it was 2 of us having lunch, so I made 2 packets.
I was gonna say you had because I would take a whole pack and eat them cold, and then Lauren thought I was a crazy animal, but they were so good. They're good cold.
Oh,
And,
absolutely.
and I just came up with something you
What?
have to make.
Okay.
Oh, you got to pull this off. I
Okay,
don't know what
is
made me
it?
think of this. Bob was talking about manchego cheese and this and the whole thing.
What is it, Vinny?
Come up with an NSNG friendly poutine.
Oh,
You could probably do it with
like turnip, rat, or like something.
no. You could do it with
Jicama?
probably cauliflower. Can't you?
Cauliflower might get mushy.
If
trying to
you
think of something
buy it
that'll-
out, press it. I bet you Bob will come up with it. Come on, Bob. You can.
Yeah, I can do that. Sure, absolutely.
I have
You
a
know what
great
I've been
gravy recipe
doing?
on my site. Very
We-
good gravy, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a gravy. We can somehow deep fry some kind of like pull together some cauliflower or something.
But
squeeze
see, I
it
was thinking
together
like
and
a
then
deep
drop-
fry, do a turnip, because you can cut a turnip into like fry shapes,
Yeah,
bâtonnet, and then you deep fry them. Because I'm trying to think of what's enough to withstand.
but you see, it
that
doesn't have to
French
look
fry
like a
thing.
fry. It just has to be something fried. So why can't we fry
Eggplant.
something else? No,
Why
no
wouldn't you
eggplant. I
want
don't
it-
do eggplant, Bob.
No.
I don't do
Eggplant would
eggplant.
work though. Eggplant would work great. and
I
you could
don't do
pan fry it.
eggplant.
Okay,
No,
here's what you do: eggplant chopped up into. I've done eggplant fries, and then you basically do it like you're doing onion rings.
Wait, hang on. The onion rings in the fryer in
Yeah.
the, what do they call that machine with the hot air?
The
Huh?
air fryer.
Air fryer. Okay, you can probably do something like that. Put some kind of batter over
Mm-hmm.
something, fry it in there, and make the poutine.
That's true.
I
Yeah,
love
but-
poutine. I just don't have it anymore because it's so damn
Mhm.
carby. It's so it would
No,
knock
you
me out of
can't. It's-
ketosis in 2 seconds.
I can never have poutine because even if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cheat and have poutine, it would have gluten in it, so I wouldn't have it. But
Oh,
Oof.
yeah, I'd make the NSNG version anyway.
Oh, Anna, you got to try it.
I'll
Bob,
do it.
both of you.
I'd
I
do
mean,
it. Or hold on, hear me out. What if you took the ultimate low carb pizza crust and sliced it very thinly and do that in the air fryer or the oven and then kind of lay those out and then do a gravy on them?
There's ways to do this, Anna. There's ways.
I know, I just said one of them.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you, Anna. Come on.
We're in agreement.
Agreeance.
Yeah.
So Bob,
I just wrote down poutine.
poutine. Go figure it out. Now go play.
Okay.
Um, So Bob, obviously,
Bob, why are you wearing a shirt? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, what are you doing with the shirt on? Number one. Number two, you look well muscled. So you're working out a lot, right?
Yeah, actually. So well, a year ago, we can kind of go back because I'm sure a lot of people might have missed it. But I started out going to the gym with my friends in high school, and I've been lifting pretty much ever since. I believe that it is the fountain of youth, and I think that now that we've been stuck at home for so long. Now getting vaccinated, going back to the gym was kind of my first order of business. So that's happened. I got back in about almost a month ago, and it's funny when Anna texted me on Monday. I was just getting started to work out. I'm kind of like you are in the gym. I'll go in, the cell phone goes in my gym bag. I get the headphones on. I'll listen to the podcast usually, or some music, and I'm just hyper focused, right? And I'm in and out. Like today, I just did a quick push pull, and I was out in 30 minutes.
So tell us your routine, Bob. How does it go for you? Like a weekly routine. How does it look?
My routine these days is just really maintenance. So I'll start off the week on a Monday, and I'll typically hit the gym between 11 and 2. Right? I don't like going when it's super busy. I don't like waiting for the bench or any of that. Got an LA Fitness here, which I think it actually has the largest free weight section of any of the LA Fitnesses, which is really nice. So I'll do chest. So basically, we've got bench press flat, basically 8 to failure. Around 8 is failure. And the weight doesn't matter, right? It's individualized. So I don't want to talk about poundage.
No, we never talk about weights because it doesn't matter. It's whatever works for you.
Exactly. I'll do 3 sets of to failure, basically. On flat, and then depending on if it's available, since they only have one real decline bench, if that's available, I'll hit that next with significantly more weight, because that's obviously your strongest position, right? And I'll typically do 4 to 5 sets. The first one is a warm up, and then the next 3 are to failure, and then the last one is I'll just put 245s on and just go, and then I'll do incline. They've got 2 good incline benches, which work really well. If all those are busy, I'll hit the Smith machine. I don't like using it because I had shoulder problems. Back when I was in my 20s, I was actually lifting in Chicago with Mr. Illinois. I was not competing, but I was lifting with him and his group. And when you lift with guys like that, they push you further than you really should go.
Every time.
Every time. And that's my shoulder injury. So I like to use the free weights versus the Smith machine because you get that balance and it really works your shoulders. And what I found is that if I combine chest and then back on that first day, so you do push and then you do pull. So after the decline, I'll hit the flies. So I'll alternate between flat bench incline flies with dumbbells and the hug the tree, as I like to tell my son. When I'm coaching him, with the pulleys, the flies on the machine. So from there, the pull, my favorite exercise in the world is grabbing the largest barbell I can handle, which right now is about 85. Putting it down on one side of the bench, leaning across, your shoulders on the bench, your butt is as far down to the ground as you can get it, and picking it up and just doing that pull over. And you do as many of those as you possibly can to failure. Typically with 85, it's about 10 before I start to get a little wonky. I don't want to drop mud on my head. I'll do 3 or 4 sets of those. I mean, it really opens you up. It really opens you up.
It does. It's great for the lats, the serratus. It actually works the pectoralis minors also. It's the muscle that runs north and south basically on your pec. If you were to pull away your pec muscles, and bodybuilders would always do those, not just to get the muscles underneath here, but also to kind of get their chest to pop more, by getting those pec minors pumped up underneath.
Yeah, it definitely does that. It is my favorite. It just opens me up so much. And then from there, I'll do seated rows on a machine. And then depending on how much time I have left, I'll do pull downs, front and back, about 4 sets. And then I'm done. the next day is shoulders and arms. And shoulders and arms is a little bit interesting for me now versus when I was in my 20s. When I was about 36-ish, I was at the St. Louis Zoo, had my son on my shoulders, like pretty much the whole day. The next morning, I went to take a shower in the hotel. I bent over and grabbed the soap, and that was it. It just popped. So
if I had a nickel for every time someone said I bent over and grabbed the soap and then popped,
And my shit just popped.
I mean,
it sure did.
yeah, I got popped so hard.
It
Usually
sure
it's
did.
when a friend of
It
yours
always
said-
happens in St. Louis too, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. When you're working out with Mr. St. Louis, you know, next
you
thing
go.
you know, yeah,
Yep. that's
something
right.
went
That's
pop.
the-
Whoops.
Boy, did
Pop
it.
goes the weasel.
Boy, did it. So that was the end of my heavy shrugs, my deadlifts. So my shoulder routine now is, the Arnold press, as much as I can handle, eight-ish to failure. I'll alternate. So I'll do one set of those, and then I will grab the heaviest barbells I can handle, which is right now 45s. When COVID hit, I was doing 65s front raises. So individual front raises, and people, I see people doing those with like 20 pounds. And guys that could lift a lot more, and they don't want to injure their. You're not going to build any muscle in your shoulders
Right.
to prevent that injury unless you're going to go heavy, not crazy heavy. And I'm not swinging it. I am literally like this, and it is like the perfect form.
Yeah, you can't. Whenever you see your head bobbling around that, you have too much weight.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and you're putting your back into it and all that. It's like picking your back up when you're doing a press, right? So I'll alternate between those two. So I'll do 3 sets total and just no rest, and then sit down, start Arnold presses again, front raises. From there, what I'll do is I'll grab about an 80-pound flat barbell and bend the knees a little bit, forward with the chest, and just straight up. I'll bend my my elbows a little bit, just come straight up, straight down.
Yeah.
It's not like one of these where you're doing with
That would be a high pull.
Yep.
So
it's
yeah,
just-
you're
it's
basically
for here.
yeah.
Absolutely. So I'll do 3 or 4 sets of those, and then maybe I'll grab a 60 and do another set with those. And then for our, and that's pretty-
Bob, do you ever drive the car? Do you ever do that?
I
You know what
like
that
to
means?
take the 45
Yeah.
and I'll just to warm up for the arms, I'll do the 45 back with the tris, and then I'll do it frontwards right after shoulders.
But driving a car is when you take the 45, you're holding it, like you're bringing it up. I would say you're bringing it up and down.
Mhm.
You get it right in front of your face, and you keep it there, and you just
Like you're
drive it.
playing a Mario Kart
Yeah, you just
but
drive
with
the
a
car.
45-pound weight.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to try that next time. That sounds
Slight
like
move. But wait, start with the 25. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Folks, if you're not in good shape, start with a damn 2.5. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you start with, but get it up. Do 8 or 10 reps. Make sure you have a lot of synovial fluid. Don't just come right out of the box doing it.
no, yeah, that's
Get
an
your knees
after all
warmed
that
up.
done exercise,
Yeah.
right?
And you just drive the car, man. That's how you do it. That's how you get the big banana, boom.
All right, I'm going to do that. So from there, hit biceps. So biceps is pretty straightforward for me. I mean, I've always had a fairly decent sized arm. I've never had trouble gaining muscle. I'm 52, going to be 53 in a few months. I'm just trying to maintain at this point, right?
Yeah.
So
Sure.
basically just perfect form, as much as you can handle with the dumbbell, and one at a time standing. I usually have a 16 count, 1 each. So it's 8 to failure. I try and stick around 8 for just about everything. After that, I'll go and do the barbell curls with the easy curl bar, and again, perfect form. And when I get to the bottom, I won't go all the way down. I'll keep tension, but I'll hold it for a few seconds, and then I'll come back up. And just so you can keep tension all the way up and all the way down. I also like, and I haven't been doing this lately because I just came back to the gym, but I'll have a little bit more than I can typically do on the up, and then I'll just do the slow negative, the 10-second down, and that really burns. It really burns. From there, triceps is just, I do the suicides, do the push downs. They've got a really nice bar. It's a easy curl style bar.
Yeah.
It's for push downs. And I find that when I twist my wrists, I can do a lot more weight. I have no idea why, but
well, because I talked about that today when I did my Thursday tip for Pure Vitamin Club. I talked about the chin up versus the pull up, why the chin up feels easier. Because you have your biceps in a more natural position, and you're using a different part of your shoulder to stabilize, and you're actually using your chest just a bit, even though it's a pull exercise. And most people have stronger biceps, so it can, the perception is that it's easier, even though you're pulling up the same weight that you would be pulling with a pull up. But yeah, a lot of times when you just turn, because you have all of these, you have the ulnar and radius and ulnar radialis muscle. When it's in the right position, it'll allow you to do a lot more, not a lot more, but more. So that's kind of how that works. So yeah,
I find when I use that bar, I can do the whole stack, all 95 pounds on push downs, which is, to me, it's like, oh, I love it. And before COVID, I would actually put they got those little inserts with 10-pound inserts. I'd stack 3 of those up on top. And when I take my son, he's like, holy cow, how are you doing that much? It's like, you do this for as many years as I have, and you get used to it. And that's, so I try and change it up a bit here and there, but it's always push pull every time, and then for legs, I do a lot of running and in zone 2. So that keeps me healthy with the cardio and whatnot. I've got humongous calves that I can't fit in some jeans sometimes.
Yeah, you got those guys. Yeah, you're that guy. Yeah,
I'm that guy, and so I don't really do much in terms of legs between the lower back. When I do legs, it'll be leg press, because that doesn't bother my back whatsoever. And I try to do squats here and there, but my problem is I can't really compress my lower back too much. Otherwise, I'm stiff for the next, God knows how many days. But I do try and incorporate the ultra salt. So if it's going to be a hot one, like they haven't turned the AC on in there, and the other day it was in the 80s in there, and it was real humid. So a few ultra salts before, as long as I have some food in my stomach, I can handle that. And,
Bob, let me ask you this: have you ever put ultra salt in Villa Capelli olive oil?
I have. Oh my gosh, yes.
How good is that?
I have.
Pretty darn good.
I've actually put the ultra salt and a little balsamic and the salt in
it's like a caprese. You see, he's always one step better than me, Anna. He gets it. Tell people
he's the man. He can do anything.
Yeah.
He can take shirtless pictures with Bel Campo boxes. He can cook anything. He can grill the steaks. You know what Bob does with the Villa Capelli, the leftover 3-liter tins?
What?
He takes the metal cutter and what's it called? The can opener thing.
Yeah.
Takes the metal top off of that rectangular metal top off, and then plants basil in the tins like a goddamn Renaissance man.
I call it the free shot. So basically, if you want a free shot of Villa Capelli, here's how you get it. When you're done with your Villa Capelli, you take a can opener, you go around the top, you pull back that tin off the top. There's an extra shot in there that won't come out.
That's right.
Wow.
It won't because it's spread all around the whole thing, and it just won't come out all the way. So that's exactly what you should do. And if there's a little bit of residue, a little olive chunkiness in there, don't worry about it. Just eat it. It's fine.
It's creamy goodness. It's creamy
goodness. And that is absolutely the truth. With the olive oil we're speaking of here is Villa Capelli olive oil. And if you haven't had it, it is the best olive oil on the planet. They are longtime sponsors of this podcast. They have supported us since almost the very beginning. I met Paul years ago, and he passed away on May 4th of 2020. But Stephen, his husband, is keeping the business going, keeping the dream alive. And somebody posted today in the Eat Happy group about the lemon oil. And I agree. Here's what you do. If you're making a simple oil and vinegar, you always want to have 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. That's generally an acceptable ratio, unless you like extra vinegar, which is fine. I'm not going to judge you. So instead of doing 3 tablespoons of regular Villa Capelli, you do 2 tablespoons and then 1 tablespoon of the lemon oil. Okay. And then you do your tablespoon of your acid, and it just adds this extra brightness. It's so good. Get the salts. get the, I don't know what's in stock right now, but I think everything is. I think he got pretty much everything back in stock. Everything is stateside now. It will get sold out because of people like Bob Zimmer who buy up multiple things. So get a hold of your Villa Capelli olive oil. Use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE at checkout, and you'll get 10% off your order. So let's say, Bob, let's say you order $1,000 worth of olive oil and you put the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE, not with Wimpy Y. How much would you save off of your order?
It'd be at least $100.
It's $100
Exactly.
savings and free
Bob,
shipping.
You could do math and everything, Anna.
Yeah, I know. He's a Renaissance man. He's
I
a walking
actually-
abacus, this one.
I actually ordered 2 tins this afternoon.
See?
I
I actually think when they are in stock, you guys should really get them because they do sell out quickly, and it's hard for him to get them stateside as quickly as they need to be because of customs, and they sit, you know, waiting to go through customs, and then we get them, and then we all buy them.
Yep.
I buy them.
You bet.
Bob made me think of this song when he says he was getting the extra shot. Cold shot, Stevie Ray Vaughan. But you see, we can't play it anymore
No,
because
it's very unsatisfying. It's it's a very teasing situation.
it just sucks. It sucks, and I don't know if I'm gonna like this video stuff.
It's fun.
Next week, I'm going to record from the kitchen. I'm going to cook something while we do the thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Maybe I could do that too. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know, it was actually Paul Capelli that suggested to me to put the herbs in those containers. I did the video.
He does that. He does that.
I did the video, and then he responded. He's like, "Hey, you know what you should do afterwards?" Boom. I've got 5 of them right now. I got 3 basil. I've got an Italian parsley, and I've got an oregano.
Planters. You know what? Today I was thinking of Paul because on my walk, I found the walk where I turned my ankle. I found fennel out there, and I was like, I'm going to come back and forage this fennel.
There's a lot of fresh finocchio.
Paul used to do
around.
that.
Yeah, you can
all
find
over
it
the place,
all over
and
the
it's in
place
season right
California.
now.
Yeah.
And I thought of Paul because he would go get asparagus, he would get mushrooms, he would forage for all this stuff, and I was like, talk about a Renaissance man. He will be missed.
Absolutely.
Anna, you have a heart out, so we're going to have to
do.
cut it short. Hang on, Bob. We want to say goodbye to you off the air.
Sure.
Folks, if you like what's going on here, you know what to do. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com, click through the banner. It puts a little coal on the fire. It gets my train down the track. Also, Amazon does not give us what they used to give us, which
This
is
true.
kind of weird.
And not a surprise.
Yeah, Amazon is Amazon. You know, I mean, like Bezos needs to make another couple of $1 billion tomorrow.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
you know, we have a super fan page over at VinnieTortorich.com. We encourage people to go there. If you got a couple of extra bucks you want to throw us every month or just one time, it helps us. None of that money ends up in my pocket. It all goes into this show and the production of this show and everyone that works here. So you can go do that. VinnieTortorich.com. You'll find that super fan page there. But Anna Vocino has Eat Happy Cookbook and Eat Happy 2 Cookbook.
That's
Also,
right.
you can find those on Amazon.
Oh, there's
Is
still
that-
time before Mother's Day. If you want a signed copy, message me. $25 all in, signed copy of Eat Happy 2 for your mummy.
Yeah, you could get that. Do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, like that's a great gift. She will sign the damn thing.
Yeah.
So
And
go
I'll
do
write
that.
something nice because it's your mother. Like I'll write something nice.
And
I'm
while
good
you-
that way.
While you're doing the Eat Happy thing, check out eathappykitchen.com.
Oh yeah.
That's where
that
you
too.
get your puttanesca, you get your marinara, and you get your pink sauce, the gravy, the best gravy on the
It's
planet.
coming.
Yeah, go check it
Can't
all
wait.
out. Bob, do you have any anything you want to promote?
I actually do not. I had so many notes, things to talk about.
Oh, we never don't ever do that because
You don't
we
have to
never
take
do it.
notes. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We all know what to talk about.
Yeah, we got your notes right here. Right here.
Right in our pea brains.
Yeah, actually, I do have one thing. Hey, everybody, listen to science, get the shot, and let's get back to normal as fast as we possibly can.
Agreed.
Yeah. I have my shot. Anna, do you have your shot?
I have my second shot a week from today.
You know what? They should have used the Stevie Ray Vaughan song "Cold Shot" because the shot has to be cold when they deliver it to you. Why don't they get me on
And
this
also,
campaign?
why didn't Dolly
the
Parton-
genius? Why?
Why didn't Dolly Parton sing vaccine, 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 vaccine? Hello.
There you go. Yeah, there were so many things we could have done. We could have done. I could have saved more of these kids. I could have done
Didn't
more.
we almost have it all?
That wasn't
So you
16.
can
Yeah.
play that again
I
and
can play
again
that
and
all
again
day
on
long.
loop.
Yeah, I can loop the crap out of that.
Mhm.
Okay, folks, on behalf of Bobby Zimmer, I call him Bobby because we're friends.
Yeah. Bobby McGee, you better play me and Bobby McGee now.
I can't go find that. You got a heart out. I got to go. And
I
all this
know.
kind of stuff. So on behalf of
Thank
Bob
you,
Zimmer,
Bob.
thank you for being on. Anna Vocino. My name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living and do it with enthusiasm.